When you close your eyes and picture someone who is, wealthy, what exactly do you see? Like, do you picture massive luxury mansions, maybe supercars lined up in a driveway, private jets, or, I don't know, maybe just millions of dollars sitting untouched in some bank account? Because let's be honest, most people think that's what being rich actually means. We constantly see these fast, cinematic cuts of luxury absolutely everywhere. But real wealth? It actually looks very, very different. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are walking through 10 shocking signs you are secretly wealthier than average. We're going to hit hard right out of the gate and completely shatter that illusion. Because the reality is, some people are secretly wealthier than the average person without even realizing it. They're living with a type of wealth that just doesn't scream for attention. And listen, the last sign on this list, most people completely ignore it, even though it just might be the absolute biggest sign of financial success there is. All right, let's get into it.
To help us break all of this down, we've got our virtual guide, Coach Kobo. He perfectly represents that quiet confidence we're going to be talking about today. And like I just mentioned, I really want you to keep an open mind as we go through this, especially as we build up to that final 10th sign. It is a massive indicator of success that flips the whole script on what society tells us. Okay, let's dive in. So society basically pushes a really specific image of wealth, right? Supercars, sprawling mansions, ridiculously expensive watches, and huge stacks of cash. It's loud, and frankly, it's very often financed by a literal mountain of stress and debt. But real wealth? That's built on emergency funds and genuine financial peace. It's really time we shift our paradigm here, because looking rich and actually having financial stability, those are two entirely different universes.
All right, level 1, your financial foundation. These are the basic safety nets that separate you from the daily grind.
Okay, sign 1, you have an emergency fund. Get this, it's actually shocking, but studies frequently show that over half of Americans literally can't cover a $1,000 emergency with their savings. So if your car breaks down tomorrow and you can just casually dip into your growing savings account to pay that hefty repair bill without having a total panic attack, you are already miles ahead of the curve. Then there's sign 2, you're not drowning in debt. Look, a lot of people project this image of wealth, but secretly, they're getting chased by debt collectors. If your debt is manageable, you pay your bills calmly, and you're actively avoiding unnecessary borrowing, you're far wealthier than you think. Financial peace is just an incredible form of wealth.
Let's keep the pace up and jump right to sign number 3, because this next one is where the momentum really starts to shift in your favor.
Sign 3, your money makes money. The average person, the stressed out worker, only ever works for their money. They're constantly trading their time and energy just to get some dollars. But financially successful people, they completely flip that equation. They actually make their money work for them. So if you invest your money, if you earn interest, own assets, or generate passive income, you're already thinking differently. And listen, even small investments matter so much over time. Watching those dividend notifications pop up or seeing your portfolio grow, it basically means you've built this little army of dollars working relentlessly on your behalf.
Moving to sign 4. You can afford your lifestyle without pretending. We've all seen people spend incredible amounts of money, totally bowing to that expensive shopping pressure, just to fake a luxury lifestyle on social media. It's that classic trap, right? Spending money you don't have to impress people you don't even like. But if you can pay your bills comfortably and live a peaceful, modest life without that constant underlying stress, that is a massive sign of stability. Pair that with sign 5, you understand how money works. You're reading economics books, you're using budgeting apps, you're actually taking the time to learn about your finances. And trust me, money deeply rewards the people who take the time to understand it.
Take compound growth, for example. It's essentially the geometric expansion of your wealth, where your earned interest begins earning its very own interest. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill. If you intimately understand concepts like this, along with things like inflation, yield curves, and tax strategies, you possess a secret, massive advantage that a lot of people just never ever develop.
So, we've covered having capital in the bank, and we've covered understanding essential financial mechanics. But what happens when the signs become even more shocking? We're about to pivot away from just the dollars in your wallet and look at the hidden, much deeper forms of wealth that money is actually meant to buy in the first place.
Level 2, the freedom factor. As you elevate your financial success, your most valued currency officially shifts from dollars to time and security.
Sign 6, you have time freedom. Because real wealth isn't just money in the bank, you guys. It's freedom.
If you get to have relaxed mornings, control over your own schedule, flexible time for your family, and you aren't constantly trapped in that financial rat race, you are holding a powerful form of wealth that tons of rich-looking people don't actually have. And then there's sign 7. You can survive a job loss temporarily. Layoffs are a harsh reality, and one unexpected job loss absolutely destroys many people financially. If you could calmly look at your emergency savings and know you'd survive for several months without immediate panic, wow, you are financially stronger than average. That level of breathing room is incredibly rare.
All right, moving right along to number 8. We are getting into the final signs now, and this one is all about a fundamental shift in your mindset.
Sign 8. You don't need to impress people. One of the absolute greatest hidden signs of wealth is simply not needing constant validation. You just avoid the whole social media flex culture. You aren't playing the luxury comparison game at all. Instead, you have this quiet confidence. Financially successful people, they spend carefully, they avoid unnecessary flexing, and they focus entirely on long-term stability rather than appearances. Like I said earlier, real wealth is often very, very quiet.
Level 3, the ultimate wealth flex. These final 2 signs are without a doubt the most impactful indicators that you are truly building wealth.
Sign 9. You have options. Look, poverty and financial struggle fundamentally limit your choices. But wealth creates and expands them. If you have the freedom of movement to just up and leave a toxic work situation, or relocate, or change careers entirely, or pursue some totally new business opportunities, you have massive financial advantages. And finally, the biggest sign of them all, sign 10. You are thinking long-term. You have officially escaped the day-to-day survival mindset.
Just notice the dramatic shift in how you view the world here. Most people are completely stuck just surviving the present. But financially successful people, they're looking years ahead, investing for future stability. And the ultimate level? Thinking in terms of generations, building a true family financial legacy. If you're out here planning for retirement, future stability, and generational wealth, you are operating entirely differently from the average person. Over time, that mindset shift changes absolutely everything.
Ultimately, I want you to remember this. Real wealth isn't always flashy. It's stability, it's freedom, it's knowledge, and it is peace of mind. That right there is the core thesis of everything we've covered in this explainer today. If you have these things, you are achieving true upward financial movement. And honestly, you should feel incredibly empowered by that.
So I leave you with this question. Are you currently working just to look wealthy, or are you quietly building the freedom to actually be wealthy? It's fascinating how just redefining our goals completely changes our life's trajectory, isn't it? If you found this explainer helpful, hit the like button and subscribe to Deez Finance for simple, straightforward content about money, investing, wealth, and how financial systems really work. Keep building that foundation and keep focusing on real wealth.